Everyone, welcome to the new video. So today we will see one question and its answer, and it is for mostly experienced people. This question can be asked that as a DevOps engineer, how will you suggest your client to choose a database for their application? So how will you answer this question in a logical way, considering all the points their application is and what they actually need for their application? So let's see today this in very detail. So without further ado, let's start this video. So if we choose a wrong database, that can kill our app performance, scalability, and even your business. So imagine building something like Instagram and we have chosen a wrong database. So it would collapse under millions of users. That's why it is very important as a DevOps engineer that what kind of database we are selecting for our app performance, because it impacts performance, it affects scalability, it determines cost, and it influences development speed. So, how to choose a database? Step 1 is understand the application type. Is it transactional like banking or orders like e-commerce one, or is it analytics heavy like we are making the dashboards, the reports, or is it real time like charts are happening, chart apps? So we need to choose database type that it if our data is like structured. So we need to go for relational databases because it's like structured database, and for relational database we need MySQL, we have PostgreSQL. Because we need structured data, we need strong consistency, because consistency should be maintained, like the asset property should be maintained. Okay, and the relationship matters because there should be one ID and it should be not repeated, and with that ID we are checking in other tables too. So the key matters a lot and asset properties matters a lot. Then we go for the relational databases, example in banking system and e-commerce orders. Okay, because we are maintaining the data of the user, and if that order comes again, then we should not be creating a new row, but it should go in the row where the user ID has been already created. So that relationship of the data is very important, and that also happens in banking system because the multiple transaction that a user is making, but it's those payments and everything should happen from the same account, even though there are multiple transactions. So yeah, these kind of apps require the uh, relational database. Now if we go for NoSQL database like unstructured data, so we have MongoDB, we have Cassandra, we have Redis. Use when we need high scalability because we have so many users. We need flexible schema. Okay, we don't have a structured data and there is a huge traffic. So example, Instagram uses a mix of databases for okay, because Instagram has so much traffic and it doesn't have the structured data all the time. So that's why Instagram uses a mix of database. Now, new SQL or distributed SQL, example Google Spanner and Cockroach DB, use when needs SQL also, but global scalability also. Okay, so we have to consider the key factors that if we have read heavy, then we should use caching, and there comes the Redis. But if we have write heavy, like read means when the data is more required to be read consistently, more than writing, then we should have Redis type of data where caching is also enabled. But if we have data like write heavy, distributed DBs, then okay. Then the scalability is also an important factor, like vertical scaling or horizontal scaling, sharding support. So consistency versus availability, like we have to explain, if the question is, we have to explain the cap theorem, that there should be consistency also, there should be availability also, there should be partition tolerance also. So these all key factors should be considered while choosing our database, that how much, what kind of performance we need, what kind of scalability we need, what kind of like, do we need consistency or do we need availability, what is more important. Then deployment considerations, that if we want to go for managed or we want to go for self-hosted. So managed, we have RDS. Self-hosted, we have like our own DB like MySQL, PostgreSQL. Let's install it and use it. So backup and recovery, monitoring, failover strategy, all we need to plan. Okay. So if we talk about real world example, like Instagram use multiple DBs, relational also, and NoSQL it uses mix, and it handles millions of users. Amazon uses distributed databases, Dynamo style system. Netflix uses Cassandra, optimized for high availability. WhatsApp uses Erlang plus distributed DB concept focused on real time messaging. So if we go for a cheat sheet, that if there is a banking application, we should recommend PostgreSQL. If it's a chat based application, we should go for Redis and NoSQL. If it's a social media, we should go hybrid SQL plus NoSQL. Chat app, because there is read also, so it should be like the caching should be enabled. That's why Redis plus NoSQL. Analytics, we should go for data warehouse. E-commerce, we should go for MySQL plus caching. So yeah, everything I will give in description box for your reference. So yeah, that's all for today's video. I hope it's helpful. Please let me know views in the comment section. Till then, take care. Bye.